perks, let's say they were a little bit better than they are now. How about that? No theorizing needed, let me do it for you. Clown.er's Better Perks series here today, episode number 4. We've got 5 new perks once again and a reworked, already existing perk. Let's just hop right into it. We're going to be doing this in the order of the roles, starting with the tank role with one very special little perk. This is a user suggested perk. I'm going to put that up on the screen now as I name it. It is Nimble Gauntlet for Doomfist. It would be a minor perk replacing the already existing Survival of the Fittest. The description of the perk goes as follows, okay? Cooldown of Rocket Punch and Seismic Slam are reduced by a whole second if they deal no damage. Now, the suggestion initially tied with this in the comments section, to me implies that they wanted block to be included in that, but I quite like the idea of it purely being a movement-based perk. This perk obviously allows you to have Rocket Punch and Seismic Slam far more regularly. I know it's only 1 second, but that's a lot for Doomfist cooldowns. Far more regularly when you're using it as a movement-based ability, so it's a perk which is not going to increase Doomfist's damage output, which is very, very good. It is purely used as a getting back from spawn thing or a rollout style play, which might encourage that style of play, which is very good for the game. Nimble Gauntlet encourages a skillful side of Doomfist, which is great. So Nimble Gauntlet, first perk, great suggestion. Another suggestion here, this time for a rework perk for Symmetra. Her current shield battery is a little bit lackluster to say the least, so here's a suggestion for it instead. Instead of granting that 25 health or however many it is for Symmetra herself, Teleporter now grants allies within 10 meters of the teleporter 15 shield health. It's much more similar to the initial shield generator that Symmetra had in Overwatch 1. It's obviously a lot less shields, but I feel like that is very good as it is just a major perk. No ultimate ability or anything like that. This would be health that obviously you need to be within 10 meters of either teleporter to gain. Once you leave that 10 meter radius, this health would decay away from you within 4 seconds. So you only get to keep it for 4 seconds if you're a Tracer Genji wherever you go and you go into the backline. You're not going to be shielded up for too long. It's more so a perk which would encourage the brawl style of play where you TP onto a point, let's say onto Lijiang Tower, directly onto the point, you're playing around TP. It encourages the enemies to destroy the TP as well. Thank you for the comment suggestion. It's very simplistic, but I like the idea behind the shield battery rework. We're sticking with simplistic here with a Hanzo minor perk, replacing Sonic Disruption. Hanzo's triple jump perk, well, it does what it says on the tin, gang. Lunge can be used again whilst airborne from its initial cast, meaning Hanzo can indeed triple jump. There is a minor nerf in this perk change, which I'm going to talk about in a moment, okay? Obviously, the buff in this perk change is that Hanzo gets a triple jump. That's great for his movement. You're going to be able to be a lot more nimble and a lot more airborne dodging shots, which is exactly what you need to be doing with Hanzo. The nerf to this perk is as follows, okay? Currently, the lunge cooldown starts as soon as you use lunge. However, with this, the lunge cooldown won't start until you land on the floor. Because once you lunge once, it's still going to be that new cooldown which is generated from this perk, which is the second lunge. And only once you use that second lunge or hit the ground from the first lunge does the lunge cooldown actually begin. So it is a little bit of a minor nerf for Hanzo, however it is just a minor perk. So a minor nerf for a minor perk ain't too shabby when you're getting a whole extra jump. This is a perk idea that I've been concepting ever since I started this series, okay? And I've been wanting to share it for a little while now. It's really basic. I don't want you to get your hopes up or anything, but I love this idea, okay? It's a Junkrat minor perk replacing his current aluminium frame. It's called Tungsten Trap, much better than aluminium if I say so myself. And what it does for the trap is allow it to have a health pool 3 times greater than its current health pool. Steel trap health is increased by 200%. This is going to make it very painful when you're placing a trap in a choke. Let's say you're a soldier 76. You just shoot it like 5 times and it's gone. Now you have to shoot it 15 times, okay? It's going to allow the trap to be a lot more disruptive. It's definitely going to catch some people off guard toward the beginning when they're expecting, oh, the trap's going to break. Don't you worry about it. Now people are going to be a lot more cautious when people don't have this perk because they're thinking, oh god, I need to make sure I destroy this trap. Otherwise, it's going to be the tungsten frame and it's going to have 300 health or whatever. I thought that was a really funny idea. If it was a major perk, I'd make it even more than 200%. It would be crazy, something like 400%. I don't know. But there's my idea for a Junkrat minor perk. We move to the final role now with support, the first being with Illari. Illari gets a minor perk. Once again, it seems to be only minor perks. Now that I'm thinking about it, the only major perk on this list is the Symmetra rework. As I was saying, Illari gets a new minor perk, Soul Essence, which is replacing the current Rapid Construction perk. Soul Essence would allow the healing pylon to fire a continuous beam of healing and increase its healing range by 50% from its current. As a minor perk, having 50% increased healing range is pretty darn crazy. The healing beam is a little bit different, and I want to talk about that a little more in depth. The healing beam means that it's going to continuously beam a target constantly, like Mercy Beam Heal, okay? This is good and bad for 2 different reasons, okay? I'm going to talk about the good here. If 2 people are equally low health, the beam is going to switch between the 2 much faster than normally, okay? Therefore, it's going to be less of a burst. However, it's going to be the same amount of healing constantly instead of that burst with the normal pylon. Another benefit of it being a beam instead of a little pulse of healing is that with this beam, it's not eatable by D.Va, let's say. It's not disruptible in that regard. Because it's a beam, it can go right through DM and it can heal people without any problem. But obviously, for this perk, the increased range is going to be the main selling point for it, a 50% increased pylon range for a minor perk. Soul Essence minor perk for Illari. How freaking about it? I've done Mercy perk after Mercy perk, okay, and I'm getting a little bit sick and tired of it. So I decided I'd do one of the other most popular girl supports, okay? Can you guess who it is? Can you guess who it is? It's not Kiriko. Juno's new perk, Pulsar Replenishment, is a minor perk replacing Reboots. This perk is kind of similar to the other one where it does what it says on the tin. Pulsar Torpedoes reloads all ammunition. It's just a minor perk, folks. Consider that, okay? Consider that. I'm going to explain the story behind this perk, okay? So, I don't play Juno, or at least I didn't until very recently. I bought the Chun-Li skin for Juno because I thought it was cool. I've been playing a lot more Juno, and the one thing that really pissed me off was when I'd get low on ammo, so I'd use my Pulsar Torpedoes, and then still have to reload. It was so bothersome. So I figured I'd make a perk purely to fix that annoyance I was experiencing. Pulsar Replenishment now reloads all ammunition when you use Pulsar Torpedoes, gang. How freaking about it? If you enjoyed these perks, make sure to let me know. Say, I really like these perks. More importantly, if you didn't enjoy these perks and you hated them, let me know too. I've been clown.er. That's been Better Perks number 4. Leave all perk suggestions, as always, in the comments section. I'll see you in the next one.